Watch this video to learn how to save big on your dream summer trip in 2024. Picture this: sun-soaked beaches, majestic mountains, cities pulsing with life, your perfect summer escape. But how to get there without emptying your pockets? That's what we're diving into today. We'll share savvy tips to stretch your travel budget while still making the most of your adventure. And make sure you stay tuned for a bonus travel tip at the end. Are you ready to make your dream summer trip a reality? Stick around. You might be wondering, why do I need to budget for my trip? Can't I just wing it? Well, the answer is simple, and it's all about peace of mind. Picture this: you're on a sun-kissed beach, sipping a fruity cocktail, when suddenly, you remember that credit card bill waiting for you back home. Suddenly that cocktail doesn't taste so sweet anymore. That's the kind of stress budgeting can help you avoid. Now let's talk numbers for a moment. A study by the American Psychological Association found that financial stress can lead to a host of health issues, from insomnia to depression. When we budget for our trips, we're not just looking after our wallets, we're looking after our well-being. But it's not all about avoiding the negatives. Budgeting for your trip can also enhance your travel experience. How? Well, when you budget, you're essentially mapping out your travel journey. You're deciding where you want to splurge and where you can save. Maybe you're a foodie who wants to dine at a Michelin-starred restaurant, or perhaps you're an adrenaline junkie who can't wait to go bungee jumping. By budgeting, you can ensure you have the funds to do the things you love. Here's a quick story. Sarah, a travel enthusiast, once decided to take a spontaneous trip to Paris without budgeting. She ended up overspending on shopping and had to skip her dream of dining atop the Eiffel Tower. On her next trip, she budgeted carefully and not only dined at her dream location, but also had enough to take a hot air balloon ride over the city of love. That's the power of budgeting. So remember, budgeting isn't about penny pinching or denying yourself pleasures. It's about making informed decisions so you can make the most of your trip. It's about finding that sweet spot where you can enjoy your vacation without the weight of financial stress. So budgeting for your trip is not just about saving money, it's about having a better travel experience. Now that you see the importance of budgeting, where do you start? First things first, you need to determine a total amount you're willing to spend on your summer trip. This is your travel budget, your financial blueprint that will guide your decisions in the days to come. Don't be too hard on yourself. Your budget should be realistic and flexible, accommodating for both your dream experiences and your wallet's constraints. Next, make a list of expected costs. This includes everything from flights and accommodation to meals and sightseeing expenses. It's a good idea to do a bit of research. Look up average costs for your chosen destination during the time of your visit. Are you dreaming of a summer in Paris, or perhaps a tropical getaway on the beaches of Thailand? Each destination has its own cost profile, and understanding these can help you plan better. Now, factor in some of the hidden costs. These are expenses that might not be immediately apparent but can add up quickly, such as local transportation, tips, and even those tempting souvenirs. It's always better to overestimate a bit here. You'll thank yourself later when you're not caught off guard by unexpected costs. Once you've got a clear picture of your expenses, it's time to start saving money. Set aside a certain amount from your income each month. If your trip is 6 months away, divide your total budget by 6. That's how much you need to save every month. If this sounds like a daunting task, look for ways to cut back on non-essential expenses. Perhaps you can start brewing your coffee at home instead of buying it on your way to work. Or maybe you can opt for a night in with a good book or movie instead of an expensive night out. Remember, every pound you save now is a pound you can spend during your dream summer trip. It's all about prioritizing your wants and needs, and there's no better motivation than the promise of an unforgettable summer adventure. Starting your travel budget is as simple as that, but how do you keep track of everything? Keeping track of your travel budget can seem daunting, but it doesn't have to be. Let's dive into the different ways you can keep a firm grasp on your finances while on your dream summer trip. First up, the good old-fashioned spreadsheet. Some might call it vintage, but it's a reliable method that stood the test of time. You can use it to log your daily expenses, from that lip-smacking street food to your adventurous bungee jumping session. The beauty of a spreadsheet is its flexibility. You can customize it to your heart's content, categorizing your expenses, adding notes, and even color coding for clarity. However, it does require a bit more effort and discipline. You'll need to ensure that you're consistently logging your expenses and it might be a tad tricky if you're not a fan of numbers. On the other hand, if you're more tech-savvy and prefer having everything at your fingertips, a budgeting app might be your best bet. There are plenty of options out there, each with its own set of features, from real-time currency conversion to expenditure tracking, and even alerts when you're nearing your set budget. The advantage here is convenience. You can log your expenses on the go with just a few taps. But remember, an app is only as good as the information you feed into it. So, consistency is key here too. And then there's the hybrid, a blend of both worlds. You could use an app for day-to-day tracking and then transfer the data to a spreadsheet for a more detailed analysis, or for long-term record keeping. Regardless of the method you choose, the most important thing is to find what works best for you. It's all about staying on top of your expenses, understanding where your money is going, and adjusting your spending habits if necessary. Remember, the goal here isn't to strip the fun out of your trip by obsessing over every penny spent. It's about making informed decisions so you can enjoy your summer adventure without the stress of overspending. With these tools, you'll have your travel budget under control in no time. Now for the fun part, how to save money on your trip. Let's dive right in. First off, let's talk flights. A great way to save on airfare is to be flexible with your travel dates. Midweek flights are typically cheaper than weekend ones. Also, booking your flight well in advance can get you some sweet deals. Remember, patience and flexibility are key. Moving on to accommodations. Consider renting a vacation home or apartment instead of staying in a hotel. Services like Airbnb offer a great selection of affordable places. You could also consider hostels or budget hotels. And if you're feeling adventurous, why not try camping? It's not just a way to save money, but also a chance to have a unique experience. Now, on to food. Eating out at restaurants all the time can quickly eat into your budget. Try to balance it out by occasionally cooking your own meals. Many accommodations offer kitchen facilities, and it's a great opportunity to try out local ingredients. Plus, picnics are always a fun and cheap alternative. When it comes to activities, don't forget to research free or inexpensive things to do at your destination. Many cities offer free walking tours, public parks and museums with discounted or free admission days. Also, look for city tourism cards that offer discounts on attractions and public transportation. Another tip is to travel like a local. Use public transportation instead of taxis or rental cars. It's not only cheaper but also gives you a more authentic experience of the place. Lastly, don't underestimate the power of a good old negotiation. In many parts of the world, haggling is a part of everyday life. So whether it's for a souvenir at a local market or a taxi ride, don't be afraid to negotiate the price. Just remember, saving money doesn't mean compromising on the quality of your trip. It's all about being smart with your choices and planning ahead. With these tips, you'll be able to make the most of your budget and have an unforgettable trip. Before we wrap up, we have a special bonus tip for you. When planning your summer trip, consider traveling during the shoulder season. This is the period between peak and off-peak travel times. You'll find that popular destinations are less crowded, prices are more affordable, and the weather is still quite pleasant. It's a brilliant way to save money and avoid the summer rush. And there you have it, your bonus travel tip to make your summer trip in 2024 even better. We've covered a lot today, but remember, planning and budgeting for your trip now will make your summer vacation in 2024 that much more enjoyable. In the blink of an eye, we've journeyed through the ins and outs of budgeting for your summer trip. We've delved into why budgeting is so crucial, ensuring that you can revel in your vacation without the burden of financial stress. We've walked through the initial steps of setting up your travel budget, highlighting the importance of being realistic with your estimates and considering all potential costs. We've also explored how to keep track of your budget. Remember, it's not just about setting a budget, it's about sticking to it. The simple act of monitoring your expenses can be the difference between a dream vacation and a financial nightmare. And let's not forget those handy tips and tricks we shared to help you save money on your trip. From booking in advance to considering off-peak travel and even packing your own snacks, every little bit helps when it comes to stretching your travel budget. And of course, our bonus tip, Europe in the off-season. It's a little-known secret that can save you a bundle and give you a unique travel experience. So why not give it a go? But now, it's over to you. Your summer trip in 2024 is waiting, and with a little planning and budgeting, it can be everything you've dreamed of and more. Start today and let the anticipation of your upcoming adventures motivate you to make smart, budget-conscious decisions. So are you ready for the adventure of a lifetime? Are you prepared to make the most of your summer vacation without breaking the bank? It's time to put these tips into action and start planning your dream trip. Thanks for watching! Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more travel tips. Safe travels and see you in the next video!